What's up, family? This is your man, not your boy. Go Black to Africa. I hope everybody is doing very well today, this evening, this afternoon, this morning, depending upon where you are. Bittersweet day for me. I have enjoyed tremendously the presence of my queen, who came from America. Some call it the Babylon. Some people call it the land of the lost. Some people call it the land about to fall. But she's left today. And it's tough as a man to see his queen leave him. But I want to be just a motivation and encouragement to those in relationships on how one can overcome the absence of your king or your queen. Now, my wife, I hope she's tuning in. She's about to board here. She's got an hour to board, and I called her and said, yo, you gonna be on my live today? And I wanted to do a streamline, but I didn't know how it was gonna turn out. Excuse me as I'm looking down because I'm washing my hands. Got finished eating and everything, but I wanted to share this moment with you all on this live because I met a lot of beautiful brothers and sisters who have moved to the continent of Africa. And I'm here to tell you, I'm in Dubai and I cannot wait to get back to Africa. People have been saying, why are you in Dubai? Why are you over there, this and that? Hey, there's nothing, no, this is a free land, a free world, a free earth. We can go wherever we so choose. I am not so black conscious that I want to have a disregard for the rest of the human race. People call me like prejudiced and racist, and even on my black folk, like, why you hate this and that? Look, I know people come from a mixed culture. My nephews, my beautiful nephews, first nephews, and I got second nephews now, beautiful, stemming from black and white. Love abounds and it conquers all. My thing of it is that for me, in my house, and for what I know to be, Africa, for those who wants to come and realize it's the place beyond any other place in the world who have been battling with the identity of wanting to be like the Western world. A lot of Africa has its own true cultures. That's why people go to Africa. The old cultures still remain. Look, the Renaissance are gone in the Western world, okay? Renaissance are gone. The Roman Empire has died, okay? The Greeks and all them have fallen. The Egyptians and the pharaohs and all that have been gone, but Africa, still with Egypt, and most of those still in the platelet of the continent. Africa is one of the few places on the earth that has the old cultures that you still can embrace, enjoy, and be part of. And we don't realize it. Most of society today, of countries and all that, lost all cultures and have fitted in with the capitalistic ways of society of living, becoming a slave to one way of living. But you still can find it in Africa. You still can find the tribes, the various tribes, the cultures and all that right there. Whether you agree or disagree with it, it still exists. But we're on this another subject right here, my family. My queen has departed on her way back to finish off her road of, or her life of obligations that needs to be complete and finished with. People can't understand that. If my queen is in a chat, babe, if you in here, please give a shout out or let people know that you are here before you board, get settled in. You know, we know you're going to be sitting on that plane for another hour before they even take off, you know, because they board an hour Before, when you go to international, they'll call people to board, and then you sit in another hour before you take off. But I want my wife, if she's here, to go ahead and hey, I'm here, this and that, because people are gonna love to hear you. You know, I have enjoyed this last week with my wife, because, you know, she brings a different perspective, which women should. And I'm going to even bring a word for brothers and sisters out here to embrace the energy that you have forth as a man and a woman, as I call bringing the full circle, or creating the circle of God, the creation of God, when man and woman comes together. Oh, I got my first chat, so maybe we just now connecting all that. Okay, I see a lot of people. Not even a lot of people, only 3. Some people say so true. Mr. Go Black, I watch almost all your videos and have much respect of what you do and the message you're putting across. I'm 40 years old, from Kenya, living in Germany, but one day we'll go back home. Coach, it's waiting on you, man. And you got a big title, because I'm a coach. When you talk about coach, that means you're a teacher, right? You coach, you teach. Some people say preach. But you have a knack. I'm talking about for us, coming from an African perspective, have a knack to be able to lay before people a life understanding in bringing it into whatever it is you coach. I loved coaching because I used to use life as an example in the sports that I coached. Yeah. Safe travels to Queen. Lots of love. Yeah. Thank you very much, Glenda. We appreciate that love that you're showing. You know, you're a queen yourself. Hey, Faith. Okay, Faith. Excuse me. Hello. How are you doing? Yes. You know, as people come in the chat, you know, I want to be real. I want to be transparent, because a lot of men don't talk about this subject matter, and a lot of women don't either, how they really feel when they are in the absence of their queen or king. A lot of people are curious about, how do I survive in my place of abstinence, in my place of being faithful, fidelity. A lot of people just trying to figure that out. Believe me, it took a long time for me to get to a place out of being young-minded, doing dumb things, to be able to get to where I am today. Much blessing to you, great one. Thank you very much, Uprise. I appreciate you. Just call me Brian. Hey, what's up, what's up, brother? How you doing? Likewise, safe travels for Miss Go Black to Africa. I appreciate the blessing. See, these words that I love from each and every one of y'all speaking in the atmosphere is what I really enjoy, because they're speaking life. You know, you look upbeated. I am upbeated. People can't understand that. Like, you know, how is it that you're able to go on when you have your wife gone and stuff like that? I tell people right here, my wife already knows, point blank. I had a young lady, look, I had a young lady write me a long email today from UK, white young girl, young lady, wherever she is. I don't know her age. Was hit me with some questions. She said, I've watched a lot of your videos and you speak a lot of things, and, you know, and Africa's been calling me, and I just want to know some things. I didn't know who she was until I had to ask her. I said, hold up, you said you were not African. She said she was an African. I'm like, what do you mean you're not African? Please explain to me. And I'm going with somewhere with this, please. So hold on to your chairs, all right? When it comes to spirituality, I will not hold back from anybody. I don't care what you're red, blue, green, orange, white, black, brown, it doesn't matter. If I have to give you a spiritual nugget, I'm going to give it. especially when you're crying out. Because this young lady was looking for some answers. I mean, it reminded me of my end of my road. You know, when you about to check out, want to, or want to just be curious about where you stand. How is it that you're able to do this right here? Go black. That's what I get hit with. How are you able to just function? How are you able to succeed or overcome when life throws you all this mess? How are you able to do that? I got to go back to the creator that I so-called believe in. When I believed in myself, I made a mess out of it. When I believed in myself, I f***ed up everything. I got off the phone with my daughter, and we had a great conversation. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, she was really she's in a student mode. She's learning from her dad, and I'm laying out some nuggets to her as well. And, and she's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But she said this to me. She said, Daddy, you remember my friend? I said, yeah, I remember her. And she said, she posted something today. It's a white girl. Told y'all, we've been living in the white areas. She was violated as a child, my neighbor. So it was my house, then my neighbor's house, and then it was her house. It was me, our family, who was one of the few black people in the whole neighborhood. It was a white family, and then them who was a white family. And my daughter said she posted today about the situation that happened years ago, that the young boy who was 14 years old raped her. I remember that. I called his dad and him in my kitchen to teach them something. And that dude was forever grateful. And that young man was forever grateful. And I ripped some stuff into him. My daughter told me, she posted, she has not got over it. And I told my daughter this right here. I remember the day y'all got so mad at me, when the days when I wouldn't let y'all have sleepovers. Y'all be so mad. Fuss at your dad. Because I was protecting you from the evils of the world, to set you off on a course of a household I know nothing about. I knew the people only from the surface of things. I know I'm going down some streets right now that's probably off topic because we're talking about missing my queen and everything, but she already knows. Because I do the same for her children, that I would even call my children. Because I did the same thing with Serenity. You ain't sleeping over nobody's house, not on my watch. Because I'd rather for you to hate me forever than for you to ever deal with pain somebody did to you as a child, and you have to walk that out for the rest of your life with misery. Hate me forever. I don't care. As long as you are healthy in the mentality, healthy in your spirit, without having to look back on life being violated by an evil world that's sitting there to get you. My daughter told me today, I understand, Daddy. I understand. My queen, who is gone right now, she understands me. We had a great talk and we had a great visit. And we are on alignment in oneness. Without my queen can be no me. I can never reach a fullness of a man unless I have the opposite of me. This is what I personally call the completion of life. That my beautiful queen is headed back into a place that I detest, that she may see differently, but has an obligation knowing she will complete and always come back to connect. And the beautiful thing about what we have is an understanding. I shared with this with my other video. It's not about disagreeing or agreeing. It's about, can you just understand each other and where they are, and allow the person to walk out their understanding and what they know. I don't like to say believe. Belief is just the elementary beginning of one to walk into knowledge, a knowing. So, yeah, you know, tonight, my queen, my missus, my friend, my buddy, we call each other that, friend, buddy. My wife, when she say, hey, buddy, and I'm like, whoa, yeah, you know, wow. That is more than wife to me. Even though I refer to her. And even though she says husband, and I say my buddy, she knows that's a greater title than a wife. A wife, I'm not going to even go down the road because I'm going to open up some doors that some people are going to be like, over my head. Okay, all right. So, but I want to just, just share with you all this evening. Like I told my wife, it's like, I just want to do this video because I know there are people who struggle in relationships. I know there are people like myself who, when you're in the absence of your loved one, sometimes people go astray, get confused, make decisions and things that will mess up the very thing that you were supposed to be at. I've met more people in Africa with couples who, one is over back in the country they came from, and the other one's remaining in this country we call Africa, the continent. And I've also met a lot of people who's went through a divorce because of the separation and went their own merry way. I told my wife this today. I said, I appreciate you because you understand that, I said this right here. I said, I gotta look this way right here because she was sitting right over there, eyes, okay? And I looked over and I said, baby, let me tell you this right here. I appreciate you. Because of the fact that you trust that what I have hold to an entity greater than myself that I'm accountable to, you trust that in me to make sure that I'm going to do what is right by you. I appreciate you for that. And I trust in the greater that is in you, that you hold accountable to, that I know without a threat or without a fret or without a thought, you are handling business back there in the United States, that all will be well. These are things that I have grown to, that I don't trust nothing in no individual at all. I only trust in something greater than oneself. And even though we're human and let each other down, I still will always remain at the higher consciousness of belief that where I am than the individual who is less than. Because we make mistakes and we fall short. So I'm saying us all for the help and the betterment of a people. That is it. That's all I can do for people, is to share just a glimpse, a light for those who might be going through the same life situation. Because you're going to come across times that when you thought you were getting married and you were supposed to be connected, bonded, and locked in together at personal touching and feeling on a physical level, one might decide at a point in time of their life they want to go right and you see differently. How do you deal with it? You know the love that you have for that individual and they have for you. Would you easily give up? I told my wife this today. I told you I'm transparent, and I can bring sometimes some of my livelihoods because I know what I'm being told to share is a blessing to many. I told her this right here. I said, when we met, it was never on a physical level. It was always on a spiritual level. And that spiritual connection that we had, because we didn't engage in the physical activity, before we got married. And it doesn't mean that even if you did, doesn't mean that you don't have nothing special. No, not at all. Because even then, you could still have that and yet not put that in the forefront of the meaning and the definement of your relationship. But how I'm talking about just us, that I appreciated and sharing with her that how we had gotten to this place that we didn't even know what was going to transpire to this day of being separated. That's why when we met, we were separated. She was in Milwaukee when I was in Tennessee. We met on a dating site and didn't even have a clue what was being prepared for us down the road. It's amazing how life actually reveals itself and why you behave a certain way at that moment in time, that down the road you'll be able to see, haha, wow, this is why it was when it was. So, for those who joining in, yes, my queen has departed and headed back, and yet we still remain in spirit together. There's no other way. We had a conversation today, and I haven't even been looking to see if my wife even responded because I said I'm about to do a live. Hey, yo, you gonna come on or this and that, And she's very shyful on that, cameras and all. She doesn't care about that. But I love about her is that she's willing to come in because I'm like, babe, it ain't about you, it ain't even about me. It's about us, the people. Because I know there's a dying world. I've been out there and talked to and ministered and helped and all that. And everybody's zip lip, act like everything's fine. Hey, how you doing today? What's the normal response? Fine. Ready to take your life. Ready to get divorced. Ready to kick people to the curb. Ready to just, that's what we do. So I got to look in here and see if my wife, I don't even know my wife's her channel name. I really don't. I really don't even know if she might got an alias name, so I don't even know what I'm looking for. I won't mention it though if she's out here. If I see something that is, I don't. So but I'm doing this for our people in a betterment, and that's why I at times will take off the the cameras and interviews and showing Africa and say, look, you know what? Somebody responded earlier today about me lecturing and this right there. Nobody likes, I don't know how many of y'all went to school and stuff, Everybody wants practical, yet everybody hates theory. When you get to the theory part, it's like boring. I want hands-on. I want practical. I want to do. Everybody wants the quick fix. How do you get this quicker? How do you make this successful? How do you jump over this stuff that you got to put the work in? Nobody wants theory. Theory is the lecture, the long classrooms, the life understandings of being the watcher, studying life, understanding it, being able to become that student so that you can figure it out. That when the next move comes, you say, I got it. Nobody wants that. Everybody wants a quick fix. Everybody wants it. And so it's like, that ain't me. If I'm going to talk about budgets, finances, and wealth, and Africa, and how you can have opportunities and all right there, everybody loves those conversations. But when I sit here and I'm like, share my life experience, it would be. I'm gonna say this right here. I would be a fool to try to only share the good side of life without the trials and tribulations. I would. I would be a fool to try to act like there's a quick way to get to where I have come from to get where I am, to tell you this is what you see all over the social media. All of this crap about get quick, rich, and your life goals and dreams, and when it takes time. It's funny. Oh, how to find the perfect person, the relationships, the wives, my husbands, and how to have this and flourish and thrive and all that right there. But nobody wants to talk about, the hard times you're about to come up against. Nobody wants to go through that, the hard times. Nobody wants to, just give it to me plain and simple, really quick, so I can move on. I'm tired of you talking. Look, I've had people say, your videos are so long. Can you make them short? No, I'm not going to make them short. Why? Where I got to was long. This experience and knowledge and understanding that I have took me a long time to get here. How can I put it in a 15-minute? It's like when people ask you questions like, please tell me what messed up your previous marriage? Do you think 17 years of my marriage I can explain to you in 15 minutes? Really? Come on. Do you think, how do you find the right woman for you? And you want it in 10 minutes when it took me and my wife 2 years to get it together and decide to go ahead and connect? It doesn't happen that quick. Haste make waste. Thank you, SJMD. SJMD, you be sending me some emails too, What does SJMD mean? I thought you was like sweet, juicy mama, from the Gambia. Who's SJMD? I know you don't reveal yourself, so you ain't got to answer that. But anyway, SJMD, sweet, juicy mama and dim. Let's say and dim. The rest of them. But anyway, yes, haste make waste, because you know what? We want everything so quick and nobody wants to put the work in. And I'm spending a lot of time with people sending me emails wanting to know the quick fix today. And I'm saying this because I know I have different groups of people like that. Stop sending me emails about me trying to do your homework. What do you think is the steps that I need to take to go ahead and come to this country? What do you think this is? I'm tired of hearing that. But I'm glad to help you if you said, go Black. Guess what? I've been doing my homework. I researched this and that, this and this and that. And you know what? What I'm reading and all right there, or I've been watching these people's videos and stuff like that. And see, that right there, I have people send me a sentence. Hey, don't even refer to me. Most people say, I don't know your name. But hey, can you tell me how do I need to go ahead and go there to Tanzania? No goodbye, no thank you, no nothing. This is the mindset of people. I've been watching a couple of your videos, there's people who send me videos and say, you know what, I've been watching your videos right here, and you know what, I like to connect with you right there. If we can meet maybe here the next week, this right here, and they don't even know I'm here in Dubai. All the videos they don't even know. And act like they watch my videos. See, these are what I learned, just the ways of people. It just is what it is. Thank you, Stacy Jackson. No problem. You found me the way to learn. And my thing is right here. I'm only one out of many out here who have a story to tell, an experience, knowledge, understanding to share. Yeah, I appreciate that, Brent. The longer the videos, the more educational it is. And I'm very repetitive too. And there's sometimes I just can't let go, because it's like when people ask questions, I'm like, I want to fulfill people's wants or desires in just answering the questions. And for those who need to go. You've heard it. You know it. Thank you, Stacy. You're welcome too. But I do know this right here. In all of my life of understanding, I've been a reckless guy. I became a student. I became a teacher. That I do know this world is a world of hate, hurting people. I used to be the one with the smiley face with the mask on, hey, how you doing? Fine, everything's great. And dying inside. And I know those right now in relationships, and this is why I'm doing this right here, because how does a man deal with his queen being gone? How does he deal with that? Because you men I'm talking to, because I told my wife right here, I said, I'm going to do a video today of how I feel and deal with when the woman is gone. Because I know men always fall apart when his woman is gone because they're on the natural side. And you know what my wife says to me? I know what you're going to say. What is that, babe? Coochie is coochie is coochie. Coochie is coochie is coochie. I had to learn that. I used to think coochie was different. Yo, you can shake it, move it, scream, make noise, do whatever fantasy, whatever moves, whatever you want to do. And I ain't trying to get X-rated and all that right there, but it's above. My channel is for 18 above. So if you can't handle it right there, your kids watch. Because some people say, I have my kids watch the show. Look, hey, my show is not for kids. It's for you to watch and then you teach your kids. So my wife already knows because I've grown to a place outside of a young, dumb, full of cum man. I don't care what you, as a man, believe in, but I notice how I was and all the brothers that I have been connected with and listen to married men and why they cheat and all that right there is that at the end of the day, you think that you put so much power into the bed, you're thinking with the different head when it all comes down to the so-called ejaculation of life. That's what we look for and we die for. But when you really understand that it doesn't even matter, that's why people right here goes on different paths. And they realize, I don't need a woman. I can get a blow-up doll. I can get an animal. I can even get another man. I can watch TV to get to where I want to bust the nut. That is what men need to understand, that where you fall short in. Now I'm up here talking about sex and it's supposed to be about my queen, but this is all about it because my queen is gone. People want to know, how do you function? How do I look at it? Why aren't you with another woman that's right there? Because you know why? Any woman, and there's many women come on to me. I got emails after emails. Are you married? Are you this and that? Do you have some woman in your life, a queen? Do you have this all right here? I have women approach me from the street. I have them this right. Look, I've graduated that. When I was a young man, I got lost into that. Cost me dearly. Sexual diseases. Kids, I had one kid out of the wedlock, measuring. See, my experience taught me some things and said, you need to change up some stuff, though, because you know what? This ain't working. But the men need to understand that coochie is coochie is coochie. Like my wife said, I know what you're going to say, coochie is coochie is coochie, because that's what keeps me grounded. And my wife knows, look, her physicality when it comes into, if you want to call it an intimate relationship, is not the first and foremost for me. Do you know what turns me on? It's her spirit. That's what turns me on. Most men are caught into the physical, and you got to graduate beyond that. Because when at the end of the day, a woman still has the same thing as another woman has. A coochie is a coochie is a coochie. And the end for men, to make them feel gratified and all right there, is to bust that so that they now feel as though they conquered the world. And most like they feel as though that when different women that you think that you haven't had, that you want to experience something different, it's the same coochie you ran away from to go to another. It's the same. Like I said, she may shake it, wiggle it, act, scream, and all that right there, and do whatever it might be in the bedroom. But at the end of the day, when you come to your senses, it was all about that last ejaculation that you did that made you feel like you was something when you are no thing, nothing. And that's what keeps me when my queen goes, because I already know when I was a young man, look, I used to get turned out by the new women coming in my life thinking that I'm conquering something. If anybody want to know how to make your marriage last, men, because women, for most part, most women are grounded. All you got to do is be a man. That's what they're looking for, a man. Can you be faithful? Can you have my back? Can you at least love our family first before you go out here in the streets and try to act like you trying to do for others and not the household? Security. This is what women looking for. I've heard it time and time and time again. Somebody says thoughts on polygamy. Let me tell you something about polygamy. Let me share this with you. What is polygamy? More than one. Monogamy, polygamy. When people come to an understanding or an agreement, I like to say an understanding, because agreements is just like we just agree on the same like thing, but to understand what is, if you all come to an understanding that, you know what, this is how it is, and we believe that's how it should be, then let it rock and roll. But this is what I found about polygamy. And I've talked to brothers who's married to more than one wife. In Africa, American guys. It's really all about what I just said. Having something different on the side when you get bored with the monotony of life with the one that you're with. I understand that. You're going to hear me say understand. Why? I had to sit under to listen to what they're saying. And I'm like, I get it. I get it. I understand that. But here's my thing. Can you sit back and listen to me and understand my so-called side of life? Because I don't want to convince you. Do what you do, brother, sisters. If you want to have, who am I to sit here and tell you you can't have more than 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wives, 2 wives, 3, 4, 5. It is my opinion is going to come to an end called life. Do you think this world is going to flinch off of my beliefs? Do you think this world, this system is going to hiccup or stutter or stop breathing for one moment because I died in one spot of billions of trillions of people because of what I believe was to be? No. Who am I to sit here and try to convince you? My job is not to convince. My job is only to lay out, to give only another option of the views of what you see, that you are more even ambidextrous of handling your life. Instead of being one-sided, you can have another tool to consider. I've been called to do that. Not to judge and throw judgment on. I can rightfully judge. But I'm not going to condemn nobody. Heck, who would I be the one to condemn? He without sin cast the first stone was said. Hey, brother, got a lot of sins that I've committed. And I be dang, I'm going to sit here and act like I'm righteous. Heck, no. Those type of people need to be over there in the corner somewhere. I'm sitting here telling you what I found out from my truth in my life, and my knowledge, my wisdom, my understanding, that you know what? You too can hold on to your queen, your king, when you think you will be absent without the physical touch and need to go find that physical out there from something that has not a ability to add to your life what the one you're with can give. I'd rather masturbate than to lay with a soulless individual can provide me anything that my soulmate shall be or is. And that's real talk. That's real talk. You know, this is adult session. This is the middle of the night right now where I am. You know what I mean? What time is it right now? I mean, it's adult time. I might have missed my wife mentioning or saying, hey, babe, whatever. She's getting on board. I'm quite sure she's going to send me a text. But anyway, just being real. Because we sit here and play this daggone game. And, you know what I'm saying? We act like we're something, and we put on the smiles and we suffering inside. I'm tired of the games, y'all. I'm so happy that I'm a place that I can just be open arms with my wife. You know, I tell my wife when I have, babe, sometimes I see women out here and I get aroused. It's not that I want to go run over there, but I will be real. Babe, I had a dream or something like that, and it was like crazy, whatever, this and that. Oh, babe, you know what? This is how I'm feeling right now. I'd rather be truthful and honest for her to know how I feel. My wife, I'm going to tell y'all, is a different breed. Because when she came here, she was like, what does my husband need? And please share. Because I'd be damned if I leave out of here and I didn't fulfill your needs. Not just physically, spiritually, mentally. And that's what this whole thing was. They're all one in unity. I told her my desires. Baby, I was fantasizing while you been gone. And you know what? One of my biggest fantasy desires, my wife would be like, oh my God, he's telling. But really, one of my fantasies, not what it was, I'm not going to share with you what it was, but what I'm going to say is that when it came time for her to say, you mentioned about the fantasy, okay, it's time. And I said, it's not even important, babe. You sitting here with me is the most important thing that I really care about beyond the physical fantasy that I've been having. And that's the thing. That's the beauty. But I was willing to be open as a man to my wife, and she was open as a woman. Say, you ain't said nothing. Let's handle the fantasy. What? I'd rather do it for me, do it for you, than you gonna run out here but that's not her talks like that. We need to take off the mask with each other as relationships, husbands, wives, man and boyfriends, girlfriends, and whatever you want to call whatever you're in, and just be real. I'd rather for my wife to leave me because she did not understand in my expression to her about my needs that she feel like she can't fulfill, instead of me going out before expressing to her and doing something that jeopardized the whole thing. I'd rather for her to just leave. Now, the thing about it is I never put a pressure on her to do anything. I always express that it is because I am greater than the very physicality of what I so-called desire. I tell my wife this all the time. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with me. Because we like to do is throw it on the other person. You know what? Because of this reason right here is because you wouldn't, you did, and this and that. No. No. And let me say this right here. There's people who use that excuse like, you know what? It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with me. It's just me that I'm going through things. You see, those people are liars. Those are people who are fake. No, no. Look, I might express to you how I feel and what my desires may be, and you may not even be capable of doing it. But you know what? Don't you ever think that you are less than. That is my issue I have to deal with. It has nothing to do with your capabilities as a woman. But what we as men and women do to each other is put it on the other person to make it seem as though that they're the one at fault why you can't produce or do because of the fact that you can't satisfy me. That's bull crap. Because if I cannot put myself in order and discipline myself to be at peace without running rampantly in a physical body trying to fulfill its need because it's yearning and burning for someone to be with to explode, then that has nothing to do with her. It's time for me to check myself and deal with me and ask myself some hard questions. Who wants to go through that? That's hard. That's work. That's work. So my queen is gone. And I'm back to the grind of what I typically do. I asked my wife today, I said, babe, I want you to please share with me since the time, the 6 months I started this YouTube channel, please give me my report card. The good or the bad of have I changed? Is this doing anything different to me? Please share with me that if there's anything you see that is detrimental to us, I need that feedback from my wife. Hey, thank you, Akbar. Is that Akbaro? For your heart of giving. I said it to my wife because I tell people this, I tell my kids all the time, you cannot grade your own report card. It is not up to you to buy your t-shirt to say you are the world's greatest dad. That is up to your children. It is not up to you to put on your t-shirt and buy the world's greatest husband. It is up to your wife to buy that t-shirt. You cannot grade your own report card. So I need my wife to bounce off her. Babe, I started this channel 6 months ago and do you see anything in me that I've changed? Am I different? Am I behaving this way, this and that? Please let me know. And she's like, no. You know what my wife said to me? She said, I am so happy for you because I'm retired. I'm so happy that you found that you have a place that you can let go and express. She said, I'm very thrown back by you can talk for hours. But I told some of you all that I remained so quiet for so many years. I was told to by the Spirit. You become the student. Shut up. Because I used to be behind that pulpit. I used to talk. Now you got to go through a life of teaching beyond what somebody done told you and in them books. Now let life teach you and let the Spirit teach you. I had to zip it. My belly of spirit, I used to call it, me and my boy laugh about this. I've been pregnant for 10 years almost, holding on to these life truths falling in me, ready to burst and go ahead and go into a delivery of letting this go to help people. No. It ain't time yet. Just because I walk through life, that doesn't give me the right to go ahead and tell people that this is what you should do and this is what you ought to do. Because I don't tell nobody what you should do. I'm going to lay out from what I hear and tell you, you better get the ear to hear, because that same Spirit is there to grow you maturely into your maturity and what you should do. Don't follow suit what I do or what I've been led to do. Thank you there, Mo Spence. Yeah. I'm grateful too. And very few people can even handle this because they rather for people who have nonsense, ignorance to sit there and teach them some things they don't have to even walk through life with. You can find it everywhere you go. Everybody's professionals now. Everybody can tell you how to make money, how to have a long marriage, how to train your kids, how to go ahead and do life. All and right there, and all them jokers is ain't even walked even a half of a mile of life to even give that information. Yet they getting paid to do it. Super K, 25. You lucky I'm answering your question because it just sparked me. You say, go Black. How you feel with your wife living in the U.S. and COVID pass being mandated soon? COVID pass being mandated soon. I don't feel any kind of way. Let me break that down for you. Somebody asked me the other day, was giving me some, be careful. Y'all know how I feel about be careful. Just giving me some, because they felt a certain way. Like, hey, be careful when you're sharing your personal information and all that right there, because, hey, there's people out here who might take advantage of you and, put you in positions and stuff right there. And I said, I appreciate you sharing that. We're covered. We're protected. Because I don't take it lightly to speak out for the hands of protection. But even with that right there, how do I feel? My wife, let me go back here. How do you feel with your wife living in the U.S. and COVID pass being mandated soon? I don't know if you know, my wife is a physician. She's a doctor. She deals with that every day. I'm not scared of COVID. COVID what? I told my wife it's right because my wife, she's been brought under the tutelage of a system that has prepped her to believe a certain way when it comes to the medical industry. And I'm one as a husband who will come back with information and say, hey, have you thought about this? Because you've been taught about the virus. Why all of a sudden now they're switching the whole thing about viruses? Or why are they telling you now this whole different thing beyond what you were taught? And even in your right mind that the virus is just a virus. Am I afraid of a virus? Do you know how many people before COVID got killed and died by viruses, bacterias, falling in showers, car accidents, all these other things? Do you know that people die every day from different things, heart attacks and diseases and on all that? It can go. The list goes on. And you walking around worried about a COVID? I don't worry about stuff like that. Do you know why? Because I come to accept life as what it is. Death is part of life, and whatever it brings you, when it's time for you to go, there's no stopping. When the Creator decides, based upon who you are, the makeup that you are, if you're not strong enough to live, or you happen by chance to get hit by accidents of life, that is what takes you out. Now, tell me this right here. Are you worried about when you're going to die? Are you worried about when your children, your wife, your husband are going to die? Do you think about that on a day-to-day basis? Or have you accepted life for what it is? Worry? How you feel? How I feel about COVID is just what it is. Thank you very much there, Miss Mother Shifter, for your heart of giving. Thank you. You said, thank you for your words of wisdom. I'll take that. Wisdom, broken down, a wise dominion. I'm not going to even explain it. Wise dominion. When you sit in an area by a life experience of what you sat back and took time to study of what life is, there's no surprises to you. You're not fearing no more. You already know what it is. What more can somebody tell you? What much more did I need to read? What much more did I need to hear when I got it already? It was presented plain and simple. But those who are empowered made it complicated. They took what was simplicity and made it complicated. And we need to get back to simplicity of life. It just is what it is, as Serenity would say. It is what it is. She got it from me. And that we all used to say that. It is what it is. That was a saying. It just is what it is. Why would God out there would allow all this pain and anguish and seeing that all the destruction that's happened can sit back and allow this to happen? It's because somebody told you what God is supposed to be, and you think this God out here is that way. Nah, not me. I don't see God that way. No. God is forever learning, ever unfolding. If you knew what even the old ancient writings say, you would know already. You would never ask the question, why would God allow all the pain and suffering in the life, in the world? You would know that already. It is what it is. That's real. It is what it is. So when you know it is what it is, you don't have no feelings or thoughts about no COVID. Why is pain and suffering? It's because of the ills, wills of man and evil, the wickedness of man. That's why it just is what it is. And guess what? It has its proper place in life. That's hard to accept. It is what it is. Shalom, my brother. Dale Bonds in the house. There is no enemy outside our soul. The real enemies live inside of us. Okay. I can't say nothing to that. That's what you hear. That's what you believe. That's what you feel. That's what you know. Yeah. I can add to it. I won't take away from it. You know. God wants to see the shadow side, ourselves. He wants us to learn and grow. See, everybody got their words, their understanding, their knowledge, their wisdom. Everybody got it. Without the bad, how will we grow? Do you remember the time in life when we used to sit there and say, man, that was the worst time of my life? A few years go by and you turn around and said, that was the best time of my life. How is that? That bad situation taught you and matured you to a place that you now can even go further. What was that? Some see God as he, some as she, others are nature, universe, or ourselves as God. Whatever a man saith, so shall he be. Whatever he speaketh, so he shall be. Whatever you believe, it will be. I can't convince you in any other way besides the fact that you are going to be you and do what you want to do at the end of the day. Now, there are those who are lost, or those who are confused, those who don't understand, those who don't have the knowledge, those who don't have the wisdom, who are seeking and will consult those who might have a life experience to help them along the way. But when it comes to an advice, you step out of order because now you become the creator. We're all a God because it flows through us, but then you will step in the way of one to be able to consult the one who will give them that pathway, the vision, so that they can go on. Why? Because everybody who tells you what they're going through don't tell you the whole story. It's an impossibility to tell you. Why? We paint our picture of us being ourselves perfect. Can you answer my question, please? Says, Tasu, I can't even see it, Tasu file. Please send it again. What is your question? Believers keep on believing. Am from the Hugo Holland. Hi, is that Hawaii? Where are you now? Tanzania? I'm in Dubai right now. Mrs. Go Black, can you TE? I don't know what that means. Um, I'm not about those acronyms when it comes to texting and all that right there. Sir, so many men need to hear your message. There's so many women who tolerate bad, go through nonsense and disrespect from female species who knows the man is married. We try not to be ugly online. Okay. I don't know if we can follow that or not, but okay. Can't say who God is, but I'm moved. All that matters. You in a very good place. I can't even tell you who God is. Only you, through your life experience and your understanding, will know by that experience. Still looking. Oh, you said to me, come on, man. 204. See, you expect me to understand you and give you an answer when I told you I don't understand. That's the problem sometimes we have. I am not going to answer questions if I don't understand. We always speak so quickly, act like we know everything. I don't know everything. Your question that you asked me, and you're going to come back and say, come on, man. Come on, man, what? Can you answer my question, please? And you come back with, come on, man. What? What was your question? God has a plan for you. The question is where you come from, why are here, and where we going. God has a plan for you. The question is where you come from, why are here, and where we going. Now, I don't understand what you're saying. I cannot answer that. You didn't make yourself clear. Then you need to study. You need to check your grammar and you need to check how you're typing before you hit send. You really need to go ahead and proofread what you're writing. Not to cut you down, but I'm trying to understand you. See, we have a propensity to be in conversation and amen everything. Yeah, and you be like, what did he say? I didn't hear all what he said. See, this is what we do. I'm not that type of person. No, I want to get an understanding of what you're saying. I don't understand what you're saying. And when people like me say that, you're like, this guy here is a bunch of bull. Why? When the person who will spit outside of their neck some quick answer and you tickles you fancy and you feel good, you're going to accept it. What you just wrote, I don't understand. It's a cut sentence answer that doesn't make sense. I'm not trying to cut you, but I'm trying to understand you. Your fingers are too fat to type correctly. I've never been outside the US, but because of you, I'm planning on traveling to Dar es Salaam in July. I hope that's a good time to visit. Let me say this right here. I hope you're traveling because I was just only one instrument of information, but I hope you did a greater research for yourself to see, is Tanzania where you need to go? I'm only a small piece of information that is given to people, providing them an option to consider. That, like I said before, the homework is the hardest part for people to do. Most people don't want to do the homework. And I appreciate you appreciating me for providing information to enlighten you and giving an interest for you to want to come to Tanzania. But let me say, you got to do your work as well. The mother shifter said, I didn't even understand, laughing out loud, what you, my man, or I think it was my man, was trying to convey to me in a question that it just did not make sense to me. It would be cool if YouTube let you stream with other live so it becomes a normal conversation. Typing can be confusing sometimes. I can do streams. I find it very difficult in places that I am sometimes to do streams without interruptions of, Wi-Fi's and stuff like that. You know, but even listen to this. I watch my streams. I be asking people to call in and people don't call in. The chat room is filled with all these conversations and nobody wants to go ahead and conversate in their ideals, their philosophies, their beliefs, or whatever the subject matter might be. Tell us about the albinos in Tanzania. I've seen quite a few of the albinos in Tanzania. They're there. I've seen them working. They're workers. They're out there like everybody else. No, I haven't seen no mistreatment of them. Somebody sent me a message. I think it was one of my chats that were saying that they use albinos like they kill them for sacrifices, something crazy, whatever. But I haven't seen it. Do you know the book of Asfi? I don't know that book. No. Asfi. No, I don't. I'm traveling to Tanzania June 7th, July 2nd for a mission trip. If the U.S. don't cancel my trip, what is your mission? I cringe when I hear mission trips, because what is the mission? I invested 2 years of research. Finally, August, Tanzania, homework. Okay. Otto Chica, am ready to talk, brother. Talk. People are shy. Yeah, I will call you and go black. Okay, this is a response by this name. Do you know where you come from? If you don't know, that means God bring you down this earth and live your life. And make sure you plan or love enough to keep his word and go back and live with him again. Okay, that's your belief. You said, your question is, do I know where I come from? Because I only see the question mark. Do I know where I come from? How do I know where I come from? Are you talking about physical or I'm talking about spiritual? Let me answer both of them, okay? My skin, by default, tells me we're the most populated place of a people with lightness of skin, gives me an indication of the original place where I arrived from. Not only just me saying that, it's been scientifically proven. This is the origin of man. Keep digging and digging old bones up and you're finding older and older species of people who reign in the continent of Africa. Spiritually, when I cried out in my place of desperado, about to take my own life, there was an entity that reached out and brought a peace and held me hostage before doing it. It told me and taught me that beyond just this physical body, there was this inherent connection with this something that kept me or paused me, stopped me from doing what I wanted to do, and my life has not been the same since then. Which brings me to now, outside of a physical sense, to a spiritual sense that I so happen to believe in. Do I know where I come from? Yes, I do. Somebody said, I'll call in. I'll do the streams. The Word Up channel, I thank God for you. I thank God for you too. Matter of fact, I spoke you into the existence of being here before I even started all of this, because I asked for one, and you are the one, and the other person's the one. You are the real man, brother, from the grand. You look just like the Creator. You are his son. Thank you very much, and you are too. For those who understand who they come from, we are all one, not one outshining another. I told a brother here yesterday, for those who watched my video earlier today, the brother, first person that I was wondering, was somebody going to notice me here in Dubai? And sure enough, me and my wife was in the mall, and the guy walked up and said, "Hey, yeah, you go black. Yo, man, you're greater. You're greater, man, than the stars here you're famous more than the people here at Stars," or whatever he said, in Dubai, and this and that. That doesn't tickle me. I won't get caught up in that. I don't do nothing of myself. I'll only do from that I know has given and created me to do the thing. So I'm not going to let my ego get out of place and get round up and get out of control. No, this is not me who is doing this business. This is the Creator that is in me. So that you know not to follow me and get tricked up into mess that people follow man. We got to stop following man and follow a spirit. Why? Because even the spirit I speak, I tell you right here, that spirit will give you the same thing that I got. The spirit, it will be the same in you that is in me. That means you ain't got to follow me. That means I ain't got to carry your weight that most people want me to do. I am not your savior. I am not the one. It is the spirit that is in me that is speaking to you. Now, so you get beside yourself and not try to put me on a pedestal and give me all these accolades and all these rewards and all that stuff like that they do in the world. You know what I'm saying? The Grammys and all those, what's the music and the movies, awards and stuff like that. They give these awards and people get all proud. And the first thing they want to say is, I give thanks to God who's given me this opportunity to be what I want to be. No. I'm only used as a vessel for those people who are ready to receive that very same spirit that I have, to be awoke in a place so that you can come from out amongst them and get on the grind of bringing other people out of this silliness we call life, this mystery of matrix that we live in, so that people can become free. That is it. Go black to Africa. The beginning of man form, the beginning of spirituality, the beginning of the relationship with the Creator, the power that used to be. This is what we used to be thousands of years ago. Do you not think that Africa do still have its so-called wrongdoings? Worshiping other gods, doing witchcrafts and things that are outside of what is really the truth, because they want to make money off of people. Having people come and pay money for palm readings and divinations and all these other silly things for the corruptions of man. That's in Africa. But there is also, too, in Africa, those who hold true to the true living Creator that they know has been there from the beginning and has been there forever. In their life, in their small place, whatever. It just is what it is. Call them out, my brother. You put the phone, call them out. It's not about calling anybody out. It's about making the truth call them out. See, when you speak truth, people feel naked. They need to cover up because they know they are wrong. But it's not about even trying to show anybody that they're wrong. It's that when you say some things that are of a truth, if you will, because truth is hard to define for many people. But typically when you know truth, the question that has never been answered, I tell people right here, what is truth? Truth is one that shows you the shamefulness of what you do. See, when you remove yourself from thinking that you're all that in a bag of chips, and then all of a sudden now truth is revealed to you about the nastiness, the dirtiness, and how it is. See, that's called perfection, because it needs to pull that out of you so that you can be, and you don't like it, so then you push it away. I don't believe in that. I don't want it, this and that, this and that. That's crazy. Oh, you're just trying to condemn. You can't judge me. Okay, yeah. See, those type of people can't handle the truth. What's the movie was? You can't handle the truth. But the truth sets you free. And who is free? He who is free indeed. These are all right. And it makes all the sense in the world that will attest and also get your spirit to be like, dag, it really is the truth. You know what I love about this right here? I've been sitting on about 270 people on this live, and it tells me that this right here is where those who are sitting here listening are on that path, are in that place, have received, and are just yearning, just go even that much more further. Go Black. Your critical analysis in your chat is one of the best I have listened to. Thank you, brother, for putting Africa top. Yeah, when you speaking from a creator, it's not my best. You can't say that from the creator. It's not the best. It's the best. I have nothing to do with it. I'm only a conduit. I am no thing but one used in the oneness of the creator to be the expression that is. Did you not know God needs a human being? The spirit needs a human being flesh. Did you not know that? It's all explained in the old writings. The spiritual entity, essence of life, needs on this earth a bodily individual to be able to use to pass on. Why do you think prophets came? They call it Jesus, Buddha, whatever. Human beings must be used by a spirit, the spirit, in order to bring a people into the spiritual consciousness that is. Have you learned Swahili, brother? Of course, I've learned Swahili. Still in class. I haven't had my class in the last week since I've been here, and I'm gonna start tomorrow and do my Zoom. See how that works out while I'm here. Mumbo. Let's have a little conversation. Check my Swahili out. Perfect me. Whoa, he's on fire. That spirit is on fire. That spirit, this is what the Spirit of God was saying to a people. I do not come baptizing with water, what the church told you you need to, but I come baptizing with fire. When that spirit hits you and it's like burns you to the center core of your being, you gonna be changed. And this is not about religions and Christianity or Islam or Buddhism and Hinduism and all the rest of the thousands of these religions out there. Not to bash and all that right there. Those have their proper place in order of life. They're teachers. And people need to be under a teaching to bring them to a place, I call it the graduation of life. I graduated Christianity. Thankful for it. Would not bash you for the hill of beans. There are people who needs a teaching. Even though you have a lot of teachers out there who ain't teachers, but if the person would lean the ear to the spirit that is out there, which they don't want to tell you, they want you to lean to the ear of them and follow them as man, then that's when it gets you in trouble. And I'm telling you, don't ever follow man. Don't you dare follow me. The words I speak are spirit, and it's up to you to go ahead and gravitate to the spirit that can teach you, just like I'm doing. You think it's me teaching? No, the spirit is teaching through me that you also can become the teacher. I am no thing. The Spirit is all things. And very few men are going to tell you that. They want you to follow them. I was under that. I was under the ministry. I was a minister behind the pulpits, and the Spirit told me to leave it. Leave it, and you need to be retaught some things by the Spirit that I've given you. That Bible ain't teaching you but just a small entity of what the Spirit has in you to teach you. If you will release and subject yourself to lend that ear, that spirit to what is in you to hear. But I got to take you on a journey so you can learn some things. And I went on a journey, inwardly and outwardly, to get where I am at right now. And that's why I will never, ever tell a person that I am the man who got the answers for you. That spirit is waiting on you, that is reigning in you right now, that you can lend the ear to and let it be the powerful source to guide you along this life. That comes from an entity that I can barely even describe. I only know this much of it because every time I used to be in a private way, thought I knew all the answers by studying that book that you call the Bible, and I knew it in the back, forefront, knew the scriptures, I knew the chapters, I knew all of it, could wrap it around your head. Could not bring to me what that spirit was there waiting on me to guide me in. That's real. And any pastor, bishop, any other person with titles out there want to rebuke that, I would love to have a live chat with you. We can do it without debate, but with conversation so people can hear. Because you can't win over the Spirit with the Bible, which is words in a book, as a teacher. For some, you'll lose every time. Guarantee you will. But there are those who will live by that book. That's your business. Live by it, all that you will. I'm going to tell you right here, you're boxed in. Why would you say that then, Gold Black? Because now you're infringing on your beliefs and views upon another person. You just said you do not put your opinions and advices on other people. What I'm saying, let's just put it to test. That Bible that you believe in, the Creator said, let's put it to test. If you're going to stand on that, let's put it to test. Let's go hand in hand. I call it toe to toe. Let's go toe to toe. Let's see who is who, what is what, and let's just see. And it's not about the winning or the losses in the matter. It's just allowing the people to sit back and watch and let their spirit guide them in the direction they should go. This ain't a battle about who knows which more or whatever. It's allowing the Spirit to reveal to each one of you all in where you are. Some of y'all just ain't got there yet. And jump on the sides of feelings. I go with him. I go with him. He's the right. He's the wrong. See, but those who have taken the time to receive and put in the effort, the work, to get something so precious, will already know the discernment of. Because I ain't got to prove nothing. It ain't me doing anything. It's only relaying the information out there for one to ponder and take and see, does it jive with what you are in your life? If not, that's okay. You don't have to agree. Just continue on your walk. If you are earnestly wanting to know truth by submitting yourself to a greater than yourself, it will reveal the truth. People asking, is this person, are they crooked? Are they being scammers? Are they this and that? Look, don't come to my channel, ask me about some other person's channel about what they're doing. If you don't have the spiritual discernment, I'm not going to sit here and tell you what I think about somebody else. I'm not going to do it. You should continue your work And so that the Spirit will reveal to you. Why? There were two things given to us, the Spirit of comfort and the Spirit of truth. And guess what? The Spirit of truth will reveal to you a thing that will not reveal to another based upon where they are. That's why we get caught in debates. That's why everything revealed to you should not be shared. It should be kept to you privately. That's why it was said, go into your own closet. And what's done in private will be rewarded openly. We're so quick to tell everybody what I was told and what I was heard and what God said, and you should do this and do that. That was never, ever the intent of anything. Those type of people, you should already know, are out for show, for fame, for fame and fortune. Yeah. Hey man, it's funny when your black homies preach to you and something he never knew. Okay. I'm just laying out, hey, because I believe that we're in a days and times have always been existed. I'm talking about within the generation, the parameters of life where you live. Because everybody talk about, oh, Jesus is coming. The times have changed. This is the revelation. This is this and that. Look, in every generation, there is the return of Christ, if you will, the return of the Spirit on a daily basis. The return of truth that avails you right now, because all the billions of people who've been waiting for Christ to return has gone on. Now tell me then, did they miss out on the return? Or was it there for them? See, we can misinterpret and we can go ahead and say whatever it is, but you know what? No man is without excuse, as it's been written. It's been given you from the beginning. Yeah. Spirit knows all things. That's why I said you can ask me any question. When it comes on the spiritual, I got an answer for you. My wife, my daughters, my son, I got a question for you. I got an answer. I guarantee you, I got an answer for you. If you're going to ask me on the tangible side of things, I can't answer that. Ask me something spiritual. I got the answer. Plain and simple. It's very simple. Ask me any question that's dealing on the spiritual side. I got the answer. Why? The Spirit is in me. The Spirit's going to give the answer. Now, when you want to ask tangible questions and stuff, physical, tangible things you can touch and see, hey, business and all those other things that's on the surface of things, nah. I'm going to tell you, either I know maybe something or maybe I don't know. And majority of the questions people ask me, I cannot answer because I am not you in your life situation to give you an answer based upon what you want to know. I can't answer those questions. Pay somebody out here who's going to take your money to give you an answer if that's what you want. I'm not the one's going to fool you in that. Yo, call in 1-800. You've been looking for your answer. You want to know how to become rich. You want to know the best mate for you, this and that. Go ahead and send your $150 in, and we got the answer for you. I can easily do that. I'm accountable to something greater than myself. I can't do that. You think I'm going to sit around and play around with something and have to have a judgment upon me and my life and my family and my kids off of some bull crap money? Please, get the heck out of here. I ain't got time for that. I acquired my own. I don't need yours. These people are scavengers out there trying to seek out of you. I'm giving everything away for free. Free. Why? It was given to me free. heck I'm going to ask you for something? Please. No, it's free. It was given me free. In my living room, about to kill myself. And the freedom that I was looking for was given to me free. Why would I not want to turn around with the Spirit given in me, to turn around and let the Spirit use me to give to you freely? And these jokers out here charging you for answers you're looking for that people are making millions of dollars off of? I can't do that. Do you believe in the law of attraction? I'm laughing because I remember the day when the law of attraction came out, the video. My barber came to me in my office and said, hey, can you watch this video and let me know what you think about this? He knew where I stood back then. I took that, it was called The Secret. That, if everybody knows about the video, The Secret. And I watched it and I spiritually discerned it. And I took it back to him very politely and I said, throw it away. These are people that they use who are out for money and pimping a truth for their own advantages to try to gain wealth off of the weak people who has no answer. Throw that crap away. There is no secret. The Secret. The law of attraction. Let me ask you a question. The law of attraction. What they were saying in that video, or that so-called documentary, or whatever they was calling it, they were saying that you have the ability to attract whatever you want. Even a person who is not willing to be with you, you can attract and bring them into your life, which is a lie. Well, Go Black, you just said that, that you don't give out advice and you're that one that, will allow the Spirit to give personal liberty to go ahead and do. Let me tell you something that's right here, okay? When the enemy and the evils are out there, I will speak against the enemies that are out there befooling and tricking people for the sake of money. You cannot attract what you want that is not for you. That's called witchcraft. You think you're going to attract somebody who don't want to be with you and because you want it fleshly wise? Oh, I attracted my mate to me and they were over there and I called them out. That's going to be my wife. That's going to be my husband. Do you not think that they have a say-so in the matter? If you have that power to try to bring something in your life without their consent, it's witchcraft. Go Black, what is witchcraft? There's many definitions of witchcraft, but let me tell you what my spirit is sharing with me of the evils that be, that's trying to control you and get you to a place of believing you have the power outside of what's given from the greater, which you do. There's an evil side and there's a good side. Pick your choice. You can attract what you want in your life, but you cannot attract the contrary of that. In other words, let me break it down for you. If you are on misbehaving and want to attract, let's keep it in your court now. I've had many people come to me and say, I keep attracting the wrong guys. I keep attracting the wrong women in my life. I wind up hooking up with guys who abuse me all the time. Okay. What are you doing to attract those men? What are you doing to attract those women? What are you doing to attract those type of energies, those sources, those powers, those spirits that you don't like, but yet what are you displaying? Where do you sit in attracting that? You can do that. But we're talking about if you are of evil will trying to attract something of goodwill, and you think you have the power to attract it in your life right there, is not going to happen. You don't have the power to attract whatever you want in your life. That's why I share with people, because what I've been shared with and told through the Spirit, what we've been told, you could be whatever you want to be by the Western words and mindset. You can do and be whatever you want to be. And they're pushing that envelope, stretching it wide. If you're born a man, you can become a woman. If you want to be this, you could be that. And I'm like this right here. That's all a lie. You can act like something doesn't mean you are something. You can change up this whole thing of a body, go through, get operated on, all that right there. But guess what? You still are what you were born. You still are what you were born. The DNA cannot be changed. In you, in the physical we're talking about, body is male or female. You can cut off the breast, you can cut off your penis, your vagina, and replace it with whatever you want to be. But guess what? You still are the very species that you were born. And psychologically, you know it, but yet you're trying to convince yourself you're something based off of a feeling. That's why I tell people, I had to be taught this by the Spirit. Don't you dare go by a feeling, because the feelings will be a way of misinformation that have you believing that it's something that is not. Feelings will lead you the wrong way. Well, I feel like what? I feel like I'm a man. Please describe to me, men out there or women, what does it feel like to give you confirmation that you are a male or female? Please share right now. I'll wait. Please tell me, what does it feel like? I've been trying to figure this out. I cannot describe how does it feel to be a man. You either know it or you don't, by the proof of what it shows. I've always feel like, see, this is what misses people. This is what makes people up. I liked wearing a dress because I was a boy and I liked playing with the dolls. So it made me feel as though by the things I was liking, or you want to say attracted to if you want to, that this is what I must be. That's so far from the truth that makes no sense. I was a girl, and yet I didn't like the dresses my mama wanted to put on me. I wanted to wear the pants, and they called me tomboy. That means then that I must be or feel like I'm a boy, which is far from the truth. Why? You can come to Africa and find men who wear dresses, and they men all day long, what they call dresses. You can still find in cultures the very thing that's contrary to the beliefs of where you live at, that you think that you're supposed to act and behave of the sex that they told you you're supposed to be, and not do or do the very thing. And you can find contrary to another culture, a country, or whatever, who does the opposite. But you have been told that you must be the opposite by the things that you feel or like, which is far from the truth. You come to Africa over in Tanzania, and you see the Maasai all day long wearing them dresses. Now you say dresses. Well, yeah, look at them. We would call it a dress. And they would say, well, you talking about a dress? There ain't no dress. You will find in cultures of Africa where men wear makeup. But now you've been told, because of being in the Western world, only women and men only do these certain things. But you can find in the African culture contrary of that, and you thinking that you are opposite of what you were born in, when you can find there are people out here are still men and women who will do the very thing contrary to what the beliefs are in your country. Men wearing makeup because of meanings and defining of very things of what they would call a cultural, culture identity in what they're displaying. A warrior would put on an image in order to be prepared himself to go to battle by an expression of what they put on. But when you know European world who don't understand that because they have no spirituality in their country, and it's not banging on white people, but when white people will really look at their history and see that you cannot find spirituality in a European world. There was never no connection with a creator. Please show me. Outside of religion, when it came to being Catholic, there was no spirituality. That's religion. We're talking about spirituality. Dig as much as you want. You're not going to find anything in the ground of their whole history of any spiritual, not religion, spiritual connection with the creator. You can't find it, and there will not be. Until they came into Africa and saw how we were doing, that they created this thing that was called Roman Catholics, which were from Rome, Greek mythology, which was all about spirituality and their own makeup, giving their own names and all these things right here. And then the Europeans came into following the same suit, making up this belief system, giving names, making up all these things that they learned out of Africa, and they try to make it their own. Facts off of my research and my understanding and guided by the Spirit to show me those who call themselves the true are not the truth. That's written in scriptures, the old ancient writings. Those who call themselves the chosen ones aren't the chosen ones, but yet those who are overlooked, unbeknownst to them, they're the chosen ones. That's why I just did a video of that. How do you know that you are the chosen ones coming into Africa? You think I'm coming out of the side of my neck talking mess? I am talking from what I'm being told. And when I'm sharing this stuff, it's only for those who only have an ear to hear. And those who don't can just go on the merry way, go to other channels, listen to these jokers out here who don't have no spiritual guidance, but they believe that they have to say so by the knowledge, and they're looking at, oh, he drives a Bentley, he has a big house, mansions, and he must be acclaimed because he knows what he's talking about because he has this stuff. But the man who speaks from a spirit, everybody has a disregard for it. I'm just saying, y'all. Just saying. And if you ever want to be freed from the old schools of thoughts and the belief systems of what has been put upon you, you must be able to be willing to die. Let the old man die and let the new man rise. You got to come from out beyond them. That's what the whole teaching was about, being reborn. You got to be reborn. Be baptized. What baptized mean? Baptized with the fire, not no water, what these religious people saying, arguing about. Should you be sprinkled or should you be submerged? Well, we're the right ones because we're fully submerged. Because see, what Jesus went under the water, he came up and anew and all right there. But then see, don't even understand what Jesus mean. Don't even understand the significance of the symbolizations of what was trying to be displayed. Why? Because you got people who took out of Africa of writings and teachings that they tried to understand, but they have no spiritual discernment, and they made it all on the physical aspect and getting you to follow the same physical aspect instead of a spiritual. That's the problem we have. So we walk around with the images of a white Jesus. We walk around with the crosses around our necks and rubs them. We walk around with all these different tangible things that we believe that we can hang up on our walls. All these idolatries or these images and things that we believe have a concrete message in our life of taking us to a place closer to this creator or whatever you want to call it. But go black, how do you know that you were right and that everybody else is wrong? I ain't said that. All I said is it's up to you to receive and know for yourself. That's it. Why do you keep sitting around listening to people who don't even have a care in the world? Don't even have no sense. But it said that, you know what? Try me. Try the spirit that's coming out of my mouth. This is what Christ said. Look, don't believe in me. Don't believe in me. See, this will wreck a lot of people who's in Christianity. Jesus said, the Spirit, Jesus means nothing more than Yeshua, which means nothing more than the Spirit of God speaking through the individual that was talking to a people, said, don't believe in me, but only the works I do. That which comes out from the works I do that you can't even figure it out is coming from the Almighty. Now that you know now, it ain't me. It is the entity, the greater, the I am, the Almighty, the God, whatever you want to, is doing the work. Believe in the works that I do, not me. I don't care if you don't believe it. Don't, you know how many times that if you want to read the Bible and the scripture, even I don't care whoever, Quran, whatever, was going to guide you and say, I am not the person that you're looking at, ain't the one who's doing anything. I only do and speak what the Father, this is what he said, the Father says. That spirit was saying, I can only operate from a higher being. It is not me, myself, doing anything. Matter of fact, you're forgiven not to even believe in me. What? Hold up. I thought the Christian world said that you must confess with your mouth, believe in your heart that Jesus Christ is Lord. And those who don't believe in it shall never, ever receive eternal life. It's because they don't have a spiritual discernment in what it's saying. Because when you talk about believe in, that's why I say, if you believe in me, what do you mean believe in me? Not me, but in me. What is the thing that is in me? Doing all this talking. It's not go black at all. This is what the twisted of the mindsets of people who wants to go ahead and try to use the image of the individual who was doing and talking and not understanding that it was the spirit that was within it that was doing all the work. But what about the blood of Jesus? It says about the blood of Jesus, the blood that was sacrificed for all mankind, that they will be forgiven for their sins. Two different things that they ain't been teaching you, because these jokers don't even know, because they've been regurgitating information that was given even from the slave masters. These jokers don't even want to break away from the teachings, from what's on the black ink on the paper, and go and investigate by the Spirit and become a renewed spirit and trash all that crap that they've been taught to be able to teach people rightfully what is. Who wants to take a stand off who wants to be able to tear down a house they built off a foundation of lies? They got to come back and confess, I was in error. When you establish your own lifestyle, your own belief systems off of people giving you, and that you stand on that to come back and confess, I ain't met a man yet to come back and do that. That's why they will continue on their follies and continue on that drunk to tell people this right here, all the garbage that they believe in, they can't come back and change it. When in scripture, God changed its mind. Let me say that again so that you know, because it says God repented and changed. What? Oh, yes. God repented? Yes. Why? It's not the God that they've been telling you about. See, the spirit of life is evolving, always growing and maturing. Even though the creation came and it was put in place, how then that a God that knows everything can destroy it, and should have known already that people was going to sin and go away, but you didn't like how it turned out, and now you want to destroy it by a flood. That's what the story says, okay? So let's just stick with the story, because the people who believe in this story, they don't understand what it actually means. That how can an all-knowing, omnipresent God who knows everything, who created a man, should have known that they were going to sin from the get-go, but yet turn around and said, I have created a corrupted, wicked people. I destroy it by the flood, and hopefully that they become come on course. But after doing that, it found out that they still went on the same merry way and had to bring a Christ, a one to come to be the voice, or brought before the Christ, brought on prophets and all them to speak to a people, and they still did not change. Still wickedness around the world, and then want to bring on this Christ to go ahead and save the people, so he can bring it in right standing in the place of God. Now, if this God knew everything, why is it still changing its concepts and precepts? It's because you've been taught the wrong way of God. And it tells you, I am that I am. I created good and evil. See, people can't accept that. And they want to try to sit there and say, well, but this is what it meant, what God meant by. No, 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 no. If you are the creator of all things, and it turns out to be evil, you take responsibility. Just like the president of the United States or any other country, you are responsible for the very things under your administration that you came out and did. You are responsible for it. And it says, I created good and evil. Yes, you did. I'm going on and on. What am I right now? Approaching 2 hours. And it should be about me missing my queen. But it's all about it though. Because me and my queen have an understanding and a realness that we are able to be an example for other people through the spirit that works through us, so that you all who are in relationships, or even those who are single, have at least an understanding of a power of how we're successful in our marriages when it comes to love and understanding. Do we have disagreements? You better believe it. Are we perfect? Heck to no, only in the spirit. Because we will lean to our own understanding at times, in our own fleshly ways at times. But when we get on the spirit, we recognize our own faults. Yeah. Golden melanin. Yeah. Don't need to debate. Debate is debate is arguing about your belief and another person's belief, which was based off of information that you read from somebody else who had a belief and an understanding, and you're going to sit here and argue about the other person who had a belief and understanding from somebody else who they read from some other person that is in conflict. No, it ain't. It says it here. No, it don't. It says it there. Okay, which one is right? But when you connect to a spirit, you ain't got to worry about all that dissension. You ain't got to worry about the disagreements and debates. Why? Because the spirit is going to guide you right to where you become one. In other words, when spirit connects and all right there, you be like, yep, that's right. There's no debate. There's no debate at all when you're in the right spirit, because the spirit on the righteousness will always agree. It's when you want to put in your own beliefs that causes the differences of debate or arguments that then now is out of hand. On one accord, thank you very much. Only way you can be on one accord is when you lay aside your differences, your cultures, your identities, your beliefs, your race, your all that right there, where you become no thing. Nothing. When you become nothing, that's why it's said in the old scrolls, is right there. In the spirit of things, there's no Jew, no Gentile, no male, no female. There is none. There's no Republican, no Democrat. It doesn't say Republican, Democrat. But this is the meaning of what it's trying to tell you. In those things of the spiritual realm, there is none of that. There is only a one. That's it. A one. The path of righteousness. The other side of that is the path to damnation. That is it. Now, which side do you want to go ahead and live off of? That's real talk. I don't know how else to put it to you through the spirit of what is guiding me to share with you all. Lean to the spirit of what is in you. That young white lady today, the young white woman today from UK sent me an email, said, because I said this right here, you have to find out for yourself. And she really was pressing on me about, how do I know? How do I know when I'm hearing in me these voices? How do I know? And I remember those days. And I've said on a couple of videos, I'm not going to tell you, it's up for you to find out. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes people want it easy and don't want to put the work in. That's why it says that he who finds a treasure, right? When you find a treasure, you will do anything for it. If I told you in this field that is 100 by 100 is money beyond what the world has ever known, you will dig and try to find out every inch of foot and dig in every spot until you find it. Because you believe it's going to bring you some type of freedom through the finances of that money that you can use. But when somebody says, here is something that is in the spirit that will bring you a peace of mind, that will bring you a joy unspeakable that the world can't even give you, and yet it's going to cost you some things to be able to have it, I don't want it. I got 4 minutes, family. I'm gonna go ahead and entertain some questions if you like, so choose, whatever, but I want to just really put out that my wife is out and she's back, headed back, and I speak the blessings upon my wife. I thank each and every one of you for loving her and speaking your blessings of kind words upon her too, for her safe travels. We don't take that lightly. And like she said, this right here is a family unit, This ain't for everybody. This channel is not for everybody. And it's not everything that come out of my mouth is gonna not always sit well with people. My thing is that, get beyond the fact of what I say that might be in disagreement with you. Just say, I'm not there where he is at in his understanding. Don't make him better than or higher than. I'm just not at that place at that moment in time. We don't need to be in a place of agreement or disagreement. But do you understand? That's why when people give comments and all that, I'm willing to entertain even the trolls. Why? Because even a troll got something to say if they come in the right, respectable way of just sharing. Yo, man, you saying this, but you said that, or I don't believe this and I don't believe. Just say it. I don't care. So I got 3 more minutes entertaining ideas or questions, and I will, any comments that you have, whatever, I thank the Creator for guiding me on here. Oh, yeah. Give thanks to all. In all things, give thanks. Even the bad? Yeah, even the bad. Because you think what may be bad today, you might find was your saving grace tomorrow. So in all things, give thanks. Even if I lose a loved one, yeah. What's losing a loved one? But I wanted them here forever. But you come out your same mouth and say this world is crazy, corrupt, and evil, but you want them to remain in and yet set them free from yeah. The only way to know if God is talking to you is to know his word. When you have hidden that thing in your heart, and if anything else comes against God's word, you will know. That works for you. And some other people, it just don't. I had to come to learn that there is a billion different ways to know God. There's not one way. That's just me. For me, I had to learn because I was told you must come this certain way to know God. That wasn't true when I was in my living room. I didn't know nothing about God, didn't believe in no God, and didn't follow no God. But when I yelled and said, if there is, help me. From the formalities and the step that they told me, that was untrue. So there's many ways that the Creator can reach out to anyone. With everything, to God be the glory. With everything, give thanks. Yeah. Bless you, brother. Thank you for your truth. Hey, thank you very much, Michael. Bless you as well. The biggest communication mistake is we do not listen to understand, we listen to reply. Exactly. My goodness. Just ask yourself this question. Every time you come across a YouTube channel and you watch a video, how quick are you to respond before watching it in its entirety? I still do it. But something say like, I'm like, oh, I catch myself. They might correct themselves in the video before I'm quick to respond to clear up the very thing that I might find that may be, He's a creator, creative. He knows how to reach one. Peace and love, brother. Peace and love to you too. Thank you for everything you do, and thank you for your time. We greatly appreciate every time you go live to speak with us. I always look forward to your lives and video. Well, thank you very much, Mo. I appreciate that. You know, I can only share what is shared to me, and when I hear or whatever, hey, let me go on here live and share what I hear that I believe that should be shared. I mean, it's a personal relationship that you have to want, because man will lead you astray. Whatever a man believes shall be. Whatever he says will be. In other words, you create your own world. You can create your own destiny. If you don't believe there is a God, guess what? There isn't. If you don't believe there's an afterlife, there isn't. You will be that existence of nothing. If you want it to be an afterlife, it will be based upon what you say. It's written in the atmosphere that we live in. Your life has only been created by what you say. Think about it. All of your accomplishments and all that was based upon what you said. I'm going to school. I'm going to college. I'm going to get married. I'm going to do this. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to have this. I'm going to. It all was based upon what you thought and what you said. That is a written spiritual law. That's why I tell atheists, you don't have to believe in what I say, because if there's no God to you, there's no God. And there will not be no God. There won't be, because you said it. You only speak out into existence what is. That is written in the law. Just look at your life. Just look at your life as an example, as experience that you can learn from. The things that you haven't accomplished because you said, I can't do that. Nah, I don't want to take too much time. No, I really want to, but I don't want to, this and that. You finding out you are a God, which was said by the Spirit of God. Haven't I said that you are gods? You can do greater things than me. And you will, by the words you speak and what you believe. That right there is going to create your destiny. That's why I keep saying everything I touch turns to gold. And it has been. I speak blessings, or I can speak cursings upon my life based upon what I say. That's the power that you have through that spirit of what you are. Very simple. But there are those who are in power is not going to tell you that. They want you to lean upon them and give them the power and look up to them and all right there, when all the while your life has been formed by you. How is it that those who don't have, and there are those who do, and there are people out there who don't even believe in no God, and right there have all the money, all the wealth, because they said it. And those right there who want to sit around and use excuses, we're black right here, and you know what, we can't make it because, the white man got their knee on our neck and all that right there, and we can never accomplish anything. And so because you're speaking it. I had to learn, I can get over that in America. No matter what the trials and tribulations or whether the potholes in the past, I would always speak, I'm going to do it. Why? I got something greater in me that will not let me fail. And as long as I had that belief right there, it always got me over. So you can be a weak link all day long. You can put the power in other people's hands and allow them to dictate over your life what you want or what you're supposed to have, but you don't even realize the mouth that you have. It says, death and life is in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruits thereof. Whatsoever you say shall be. As a man thinketh, he is. That is a law written in the atmosphere, just like the law of gravity. You jump off a building, you fall. It is written in the law of this atmosphere that you gotta understand. You have a greater power than you even know. That's why I just start speaking. Not for a totality of a people, but for you. Now you can speak. We want to be blessed. I want to pray for or speak in the atmosphere of people. You can do that, but guess what? There are those who you just prayed for or spoke for who don't have that same belief as you that is going to go ahead and cast the very thing that you said contrary and speak the opposite. See, we sometimes got to stop worrying about a unity and start with us ourselves and then work outwardly and find those like spiritual beings that can come in and build off of that. Not every person because of your skin color is a brother. That's what we used to say. Every brother because of the skin color is not a brother. You best find out those who are like spiritual beyond those who are like-minded. Spiritual will always take you further. All right, family, I gotta go. This is your man, not your boy. Go Black to Africa. Africa, break Africa down. Africa, A-F-R-E-E. Ka, K-A. Do you know what ka means? Ka in the Kemetic ancient world meant spirit, a free spirit, Africa, a free spirit. When you get to a free spirit and they believe in the free spirit is when you will become all that you should be. Peace and blessings to all of you all. Good night.